In this video, we'll be talking about what is partitions of integer, and for this we'll be looking at the definition, example, and how to find the partition of integers using the generating function. So let's start looking at the definition. A partition of a positive integer n is a collection of positive integers whose sum is n. So let me to first take few examples to explain this case. Say for example n is equal to 1. We consider a positive integer n, and then I want to write the collection of positive integer whose sum is n. So in this case we can only take the relevant partitions for n is equal to 1. That is 1 only, because 1 can be written as the sum of the positive integer, and here this is the only possibility. If I take n is equal to 2, and this is the way I am selecting a positive integer. Okay, so if I take n is equal to 2, in that case either I can take 2 or I can take 1 plus 1, and we notice the sum of these positive integer is back to the 2. If I select n is equal to 3, then the relevant partition could be 3, 2 plus 1 or 1 plus 1 plus 1. Now we can also note, so in general we can also modify the definition of the partition. So we can redefine the definition as, or partition of a positive integer n is a finite non-increasing sequence n1, n2 up till nr, and these ni are called the parts or the summands, such that if I sum these parts I get back as n. So we can even look at the definition, and so in the same way I am writing the notation for n equal to 4. So suppose in this non-increasing sequence, what I can say, a relevant partition for n is equal to 4. I can write this as in terms of this 4, or we can write it like 3, 1. So I am writing this in non-increasing order. The parts follow the order n1 is greater than or equal to n2 is greater than or equal to up till greater than or equal to nr, and these are called parts. These are also called summands in that particular partition. We can also have the partition 2, 1, 1, and then we can have 1, 1, 1, 1. So there are 5 partitions of 4, and such that if you sum these parts we get back the positive integer n. And the number of different partitions of n is denoted by Pn. So in this notation, if I want to rewrite this whole table, we can write n 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I've already written. Suppose this is the positive integer, and here I want to write all the relevant partitions of n. As I've just explained, 1 has only one partition, 2 has 2 and then 1 plus 1, 3 has 2, 2 plus 1, and then we got 1 plus 1 plus 1. So correspondingly, what is the number Pn? Pn is the total number of the partition, and which we denoted by Pn. So in this case, n is equal to 1, there are 1 partition. When n is equal to 2, there are 2 partition. When n is equal to 3, there are 3 partition. For 4, we got 4, 3 plus 1, 2 plus 2, 2 plus 1 plus 1, and then 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So there are 5 partition, and for 5 there are 7 partition. For 6 there are 11 partitions, and we can continue this table. For 5 I'll write also. So for 5 we can see there will be a 5, then we have 4 plus 1, then we have 3 plus 2, we can have 3 plus 1 plus 1, we can have 2 plus 2 plus 1, or we can have 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, and then we can have 1 written 5 times. So these are the relevant partitions corresponding to 5. We can even write, we also note here, note 2 plus 1 and 1 plus 2. These are same partition. We have already written that the order is immaterial. So this is already written in the first definition. Ordering is not matter. So in case we are considering an ordered partition, that is called as a composition. So currently these are same partition, and we say order does not matter. So just to be brief, that we do not get confused in the order, we write the partition in a non-increasing order, so that we always write like 2, 1, 1, and we do not get confused in 1, 2, 1 or 1, 1, 2. They are same. So this is why we have mentioned clearly that order does not matter. Now the question is, how do we generate this number Pn? What is the exact formula for Pn, or is there any generating function corresponding to the Pn for which we can know? If I want to know what is the partitions corresponding to n is equal to 10, or for corresponding n equal to 100 and so on, how do I find this number Pn? Because it will be difficult to write manually all the partition, and this number goes very, very large. So we will look this problem using the generating function. So we look at some more notes in this partition. Let n is equal to n1 plus n2 plus nk. And if we notice that we have taken in, this is a partition of n into k parts. So this is what we mean, and the parts values are different. So when we say part value, we do not call this as a value. We say the part has size n1, n2 up till nk respectively. So for this, we can consider an example. Say for example, I take n is equal to 5 and I want to write partitions of 5. So we can say partitions of 5 into 3 parts. So suppose I want to write like this one, into 3 parts of size 1 and 2, of sizes 1 and 2. So I can always write 5 as 2 plus 2 plus 1. Here this is the value for n1, this is the value for n2, and this is the value for n3. Remember, in the definition we have said n1 is greater than or equal to n2 is greater than or equal to n3. So the strict inequality is not there. We can always take the part size as equal. We can see one more example. Suppose consider n is equal to 9 and I want to write the partition of 9. So if I just consider partition of 9 into 4 parts, and these parts I've considered of sizes 3, 2 and 1. So I want to create a partition of 9 with these 3 sizes. That means 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. Now when you say the partition of 4 parts of size, you can even write this as 3, 3, 2, 1. So it just depends upon how do you have written. So here I've said that the part sizes are actually coming from the set 1, 2. This is what I mean. So when you specifically give the value for the part sizes, then also you can directly use them, 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. So these are just the the symbol or the notation how you want to define the set, whether you want to give every value for n1, n2, n3, n4, or you can say the part sizes are belonging to the set 1, 2 and 3, and then you can create a partition of 9 from that. So this way we know now the notation of the length of the partition, and we can also say length of partition. Length means how many parts are there, and that length of the partition is here as k, because you can see that we have used k parts in a particular partition. So we have a concept of the length of a partition into how many parts and what are the sizes corresponding to each part. Now in this note, I can consider a partition of n is equivalent to a way of distributing of n identical objects into n identical boxes with empty box allowed. So we can always see a partition as a distribution problem, and in this distribution problem, let me to take an example again for n is equal to 4 to explain this problem. So suppose that we have n is equal to 4 and consider 4 boxes. So we just consider 4 boxes. Okay, so we have total n as an object. So this is the n equal to 4, and we just consider the same number of identical objects. So suppose I consider 4 boxes and we just show them like this one. These are the 4 boxes, and we need to know how many partitions are there. 4 has 5 partition, as we have already explained. Now what were the partition for 4? The first partition for 4 was 4, the second one was 3 plus 1, and then we have 2 plus 2, and then we have 2 plus 1 plus 1, and then we have 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. This is what it means. Now, if a part is of size n equal to 4, that means the maximum box that we can allow is 4, because the least value for the part is 1. So, if you take any number n, one of the corresponding partition is 1 plus 1 plus 1, repeating n times. So, this is what it means. A part of size n can go in maximum n boxes, and that's how we are trying to relate this distribution problem of n identical objects into n identical boxes. So in case this value 4 is there, we'll assign one box with all the 4 objects, and here we are only using part as 1. So there is only one part in the partition. There are 2 parts in the partition, 3 and 1. There are 2 parts in the partition. Here the size of the part is 4. Here the sizes are different. So we have 2 sizes, 1 and 3. Here the sizes are same. So we have 2 and 2. Either you can simply write as a set notation 2, or you can say that we have 2 sizes 2 and 2 with with the two parts. Here this is a partition into 3 parts. So we got 3 parts, and here the sizes that we have used is 1, 1 and 2. And then we have, this is a partition into 4 parts, and we used only the sizes 1, 1, 1, 1. Or we can see we use the sizes belonging to the set of 1. So we can only use 1 as a partition, or any partition which is constructed from this part size 1. So this is what do we mean. Now how do we distribute? As in case of the first I have shown, since there is only one box, part 1, that means only one box, and we place the size. So there are 4 dots or 4 zeros that I've shown here to show the partition of size 4. Now 3 plus 1, there are 2 parts. That means I'm going to use 2 boxes. In one box the size is 1, and in another box the size is 3. You can place it anywhere, 3 or 1, order is immaterial. Then in one box we have 2, and in the another one also we have 2. We can use 2 boxes because of the part as 2. Then we have part 3, and in this case we can use 2, then 1 and then 1. And now for this case we will have 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 in each one of them. So now as we know, the number Pn, this is equivalent to the number of ways in which r identical objects are distributed amongst n identical boxes. So we definitely want to know how do we calculate that count rather than making separate cases, as I've explained for the example for the case n is equal to 4. What would be in general for any n? So this means we must need to understand what is the generating function for Pn. So Pn, that is the number of partition of n integer into x to the power n. N varies from 0 to infinity. And on this side, now notice that for this n integer, this is the positive integer for which I am seeking to write all the partition. And here there is no restriction on the part size. So we can say no restriction on part size. So any part size can come. We have seen in the definition a positive integer n has a partition into positive integer. So the positive integer starts from 1, 2, 3 onwards. And then there is no restriction on the length of the partition. So on partition. So no restriction on length of partition. Length means that you can write the partition into 2 part or 3 part or 4 part and so on. So in this case, we can simply write again in the similar way as we did in earlier. Suppose I consider the part 1, and this part can appear or it may not appear. X to the power 1 can come in 0 time, x to the power 1 can come in 1 time and repetition. Then the second part, x square, this can come 0 time, x square can come 1 time and so on. And we continue this process. So we see that this is same as 1 plus x to the power 1 plus x square and so on. And then if I just look at this one, this will be again, the first term will again be 1, then we will have x square, then we will have x to the power 4 and so on. And we will have the remaining term x3 and then x to the power 6 and so on, and all the terms. So because there is no restriction on part size also and on the repetition of this. Now if we just multiply all these terms together and then try to understand, what do we get? We will get here the constant term will multiply 1, 1, 1. When we multiply this, we get 1. And then we will get a coefficient of x to the power 1, which will be 1. 1 can verify by simply multiplying. We will see 2x square. Then we will see 3x cube. Then we will find 5x to the power 4. And then we will have 7x to the power 5. And we will have 11x to the power 6 plus so on. Now this means this is the partition of 0. P0 is equal to 1. This is by convention that the 0 has a partition as 1. This is the partition of 1 because x raised to power 1, which means that the coefficient of x raised to power n gives the partition of n. This is the partition for 2. This is the partition for 3. This is the partition of 4. And this is the partition of 5. This is the partition of 6, and we continue. That is why we have written on the left hand side Pnx to the power n. Now in terms of the closed form, if I just look at the first expression, now this is like a GP, and so we can write it as 1 over 1 minus x. Similarly, the next term I can write 1 over 1 minus x square. Similarly, the next term 1 over 1 minus x cube, and continue the product. So now this is same as product. So this is the symbol for product, 1 over 1 minus x to the power n, n varying from 1 to infinity. And this becomes the generating function for partitions of n. So if you want to write the partition of n into any number of parts, then this becomes the generating function. So now suppose we want to understand the generating function where the partition's length is fixed. Suppose I want to say that we are distributing R object into two identical boxes. So the length is fixed, or maybe the R is fixed, because in the earlier case we have considered the partition length as complete, the maximum possibility. So for example, the partition for 4, we have considered 4, 3 plus 1, 2 plus 2, and then we have 2 plus 1 plus 1 and 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Now suppose I just want to consider the partition of 4 into length 2. So that means only these two I am talking. So this way you can also extract these. There are two partition of the length 2. For this, we will create a two variable generating function. And so this will, I will not add much theory here, because that will be again another understanding about two variable generating function. But just to give you an idea, let me first define the partitions z to the power m, x to the power n. This is same as product n belonging to the set S, 1 over 1 minus z x to the power n. Now this I have already defined here. PSMN means this is the number of partition of n into m parts. So m parts means that's how the length is fixed. So for example, the partition of 4, so we will say partitions of 4 into 2 parts. So when I say into 2 parts only, this means I am writing 3 plus 1 and I am writing 2 plus 2. And then you can say parts belonging to the set this. So you may further restrict the part size. So in this case, we may take 1, 2, 3 and so on. So now this is same as z to the power m, x to the power. So you have two variables actually here. And then you can say the z raised to power 1. So this is the part size 1, and then increase and then open this expansion. So when you open this expansion, again you will get some expansion, something like that, the constant term. Then there will be something z1 x raised to power 1. Then there will be something z1 x square. Then there will be something z2 x square plus so on. So something expansion like coming up this one. Now how will we read? This means that because of the x power, we will say that this is a partition of 1 into one part, So z's power is going to tell me how many parts, and x power will going to tell me the partitions for the corresponding integer. This will be telling me the partition of 2 into one part. And in this case, when I say partition of 2 into one part, which will be relevant? Only 2. Partition of 2 into one part is 1. Here, this will be only 1. So the coefficient for this, when we expand the previous expansion, will be only 1. And that one relevant case is 2. Now, similarly, for the next case, how I'm going to read? For this particular case, I'm going to read it like, this is partition of 2 into 2 parts. So when I say partition of 2 into 2 parts, this means there will be a partition of 2 into 2 parts, 1 plus 1. And that will be the relevant case. And again, this is equal to 1. But when we uplift the condition, say suppose I want to now club this m goes from 0 to infinity, and I just want to reach to the previous function. So in that case, you can simply put z is equal to 1. And your case translate to the single variable generating function. So this will translate to single variable generating function. And in this case, you can see again the one relevant partition here and one relevant partition here, because they both give me the coefficient of x square. They are going to add, and we are going to get back to the same condition of there are two partition corresponding to the integer 2. So this way we can understand further the distribution problem using the partition function. Now we understand the partitions with the restricted part size in a generating function, and in this question let AR be the number of partition of an integer R into parts of sizes 1, 2 or 3. So that means R can be any number. It can be even 1, 2, 3 or up till infinity or 100. But the only thing that I want to use the corresponding partition in terms of the size 1, 2 or 3. So before I write the generating function, let me to just explain this problem. Suppose n is equal to 1. Okay. So here, okay, I'll take the notation as R since I'm taking R as a size. So suppose if R is equal to 1, I want to write the partition for R is equal to 1. So this is 1 is allowed, and the allowable size are only 1, 2 or 3. So I can write a partition of 1 as 1. If R is equal to 2, there are two relevant partition which is 1 plus 1 and then we can take 2. So this is allowed. If R is equal to 3, in this case we can definitely take 1 plus 1 plus 1, and then for 3 we can take 2 plus 1. We can also take 3 because 3 size is allowed. If R is equal to 4, now in this case we can consider 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. One partition is disallowed. Then we can consider 2 plus 1 plus 1. This is also allowed. 2 plus 2 is also allowed. We can also consider 3 plus 1. But 4, this is not allowed. This is not allowed. But earlier we have seen that 4 is a relevant partition for n is equal to 4. Now 4 is not allowed because the sizes are only 1, 2 or 3. So now from here we have an understanding that you can write a partition for any larger number, but the only condition is that we have to use the sizes 1, 2 and 3 only. So now I want to know what is the generating function for this type of the partition. Here, if I write this in the notation, so we can say A1, this is equal to 1. A2, this is equal to 2. The coefficient of x square is 2, and that coefficient of x square is the number of partition of an integer R. A3, this is 3, and here A4 is 4, not 5. So now in terms of generating function, so we recall what was the generating function. Generating function for the sequence AR. So we can say generating function for AR. So this is a sequence is summation of AR x to the power R goes from 0 to infinity. And if I just open this summation sign, I will get it as A0 plus A1 x raised to power 1 plus A2 x square plus on up till AR x raised to power R plus on. So we are interested in knowing what is AR. Now what is AR? AR is given to us as in the problem the number of partition of an integer R into the part size. So here AR given to us in the problem, this is the number of partitions of an integer R into parts of size. So we have not mentioned how many parts that can go in any part, but the part sizes are mentioned 1, 2 or 3. And from this examples that we have verified, what we have verified, we have seen. So what we have verified, we have seen A0 by default this is 1. A0 is actually the coefficient of x to the power 0. So we can note by convention partition of 0 is considered as 1. So we can always consider that as 1. And then A1. A1 is a coefficient of x to the power 1. And we have seen 1 has only one partition. So this is 1 into x to the power 1. And for A2, we have calculated A2 is 2. So there are two partitions which are relevant to this condition. The coefficient of x3. So there are 3x cube and plus so on. And we can note down this is the generating function. But now how do we generate this? This is a few examples that I've listed, but if in general you want to understand how we have generated, so to know the other way around for the generating function, as we did in my last video, we can see the sizes are given to us as 1, 2 and 3. So these are the three different sizes which can repeat any number of times. What do I mean by repetition? So we have seen when we have considered R equal to 4, 1 is repeating 4 times. So a part size can repeat as many as number of time. But the distinct parts that we are using, but the part sizes available with us is 1, 2 and 3. Now correspondingly we write the generating function as, first we will write corresponding to the size 1, and then we will have the corresponding to size 2, and then we will have the corresponding to size 3. Now size 1 may appear or it may not appear. So for example, again we go back and we look at here the partition for r equal to 4. You can see that there is no part 1 is used, size 1 is not used, 2 plus 2. So here we have only used size 2, 1 and 3 are not allowed. So this means when we consider a generating function, size 1 may appear or it may not appear. If it is not appearing, then this is 1. 1 means x to the power 0, x to the power 1 plus x square. So here we are considering size 1 appearing many times. Okay. And here we are saying size 2. Size 2 means we'll start from x square. Okay, let me to rewrite this generating function in a more specific way. We can say size 1 appears 0 times. We can say size 1 appear 1 time. We can say size 1 appear 2 times. And we continue. This one we can say the size 2 x square. So we are talking about a partition of 2 number and then its repetition. It is appearing 0 time. Partition of 2 appearing 1 time. Partition of 2 appearing 2 times. This means actually it is giving a partition of 4. And plus so on. It can appear as many as number times. Then partition of 3 appearing 0 times. Plus partition of 3 appearing 1 time. Partition of 3 appearing 2 times. And so on. Which we can further write it as 1 plus x to the power 1 plus x square plus so on. This we can write 1 plus x square plus x to the power 4 plus so on. And this one we can write 1 plus x cube plus x to the power 6 plus so on. And if I look it in this generating function, you can see that this is like a GP and here the common ratio is x. So it is 1 over 1 minus x. In the second term, you can see the common ratio is x square. So this will give me 1 minus x square. And in the third term, you can see that this will be 1 minus x cube. So this becomes the generating function. Now, if I want to understand the generating function or any terms that may appear from here, suppose if I look at the example, let the coefficient, we have already seen the coefficient of x cube. This is 3. In the expansion we have already seen in the previous expansion, you can see the coefficient of x3 is equal to 3. Suppose I want to read directly from here. How do I read the coefficients of a particular term? And here if I want to read the coefficient of x cube in the given generating function, which was 3, we know we use 3 sizes, size 1, size 2 and we use the size 3. Now we know the size 1 is due to this term, size 2 is due to this term and size 3 is due to this term. So if I look in this expansion, so this is due to size 1. If I look at here, corresponding to this one, suppose if I take x to the power 0 and here also I take x to the power 0 and in the last term if I take x cube. So this will give me a partition of 3 which is equal to 3. So this is the relevant partition n and here I am writing the relevant partition. So what I did when I looked at these generating function individual term, if you multiply this constant, this one with this one and here you multiply with x cube, that's the term when I am taking x 0, here also x 0 and here I am taking x cube. So if you add these coefficient, we get that we are going to get a partition of 3. This is going to give us the coefficient x cube. Now take x to the power 1 from here, take x square from here. When you multiply these two, then also the total power will be x cube and in this case we just need x to the power 0 from here. So we will have another possibility x1, x square, x0 and in this case you can read the power. This is 1 plus 2. So this is a partition of 3 but which is due to 1 plus 2. So we can even read the corresponding relevant partition. Now on the same way, if I take x cube from the first bracket, so that's x cube will be here and this x cube if I multiply by the constant and this constant, then also I will get x cube. Here it is x0, here also it is x0 and in this case, now once it is in this particular bracket, we have taken it from the first bracket. This means 1 is repeating 3 times. It must have been taken from this case x1 appearing 3 times. So this is how we have taken. So means that we write here 1 plus 1 plus 1 because it is using the size 1. So size 1 is appearing 3 times. So this is the way we read the corresponding relevant partition, and we can also read the corresponding coefficients of the relevant size. Now let's say I want to write one more term here, and here I want to write the coefficient of x to the power 4. So we just have verified in the previous case the coefficient of x to the power 4 is 4, and I want to extract these 4 coefficients from this expression, from either this expression or from this expression. So now if I want to write the coefficient of x to the power 4, this was 4. Let's extract again from the sizes. So this will be size 1, here it will be size 2, here this will be size 3. And if I just look at here, once we take x to the power 0 here, then if I take x, so we can write it x square square. This means this is x to the power 4. And here I am taking x0. That means the relevant partition is 4. 2 is repeating 2 times. Then we can take x to the power 1 here. Let me to take x0 here, and here I will take 3. This will lead to a partition of 4 with 1 plus 3 as a part. Then I can take x square here, and I can take x square here, x square appearing 1 time. Because when you say size 2, this means actually the variable is x square. Now that variable can repeat as many as number of time. Here x raised to power 1 repeating 1 time, here x raised to power 1 repeating 2 time, and that is how it was x square. In this case, x3 appearing 0 time, so, or you can simply write x to the power 0. And so in this case, this will be 4 appearing due to this factor and this factor. 1 is repeating 2 times and 2 is repeating 1 time. So this will be 1 plus 1 plus 2. 1 is repeating 2 times and 2 is appearing 1 time. Now we'll write all possible combinations of this one, and we'll see that this is coming correctly. And then now you can have 1 repeating 4 times. You can have x square coming 0 time. You can have x3 coming 0 time. And so in this case, we are talking about 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Now in any other combination, we will not be able to generate any other partition of 4. Either this number will increase or this number n will start decreasing. So we know that this, by defining the sizes, size 1, size 2, size 3, we can construct this as a generating function for partition, and here the number of parts are not restricted, rather the size of the part is fixed, and we have used size 1, 2 and 3. Now in this example, we want to find again the generating function for AR, where AR be the number of partition of R into distinct parts of sizes 1, 2, 3 or 4. So what do I mean by distinct parts of sizes? So sizes are defined first of all, and these sizes we can use 1, 2, 3 or 4, and then we also said that the parts are distinct. So that means a part of a particular size cannot repeat. So for example, when I take n is equal to 1, then 1 is allowed. When I take n is equal to 2, 2 is allowed. 1 plus 1, this particular partition is not allowed because here the parts is repeating. Okay, because 1 as a part repeats, but we want parts to be distinct part is repeating, so this is not allowed. Now similarly, when I take n is equal to 3, so in this case I can take 3, 2 plus 1, and then we cannot take 1 plus 1 plus 1. This is not allowed because here of course it is repeating. And in this case, the coefficient, when I construct a sequence, here a1 this is equal to 1, in this case a2 this is also 1, there is only one relevant partition. In this case a3 this is 2, and if I just increase n is equal to 4, 4 is allowed because the part size 4 is allowed. Then we can take 3 plus 1. We cannot take 2 plus 2, this is not allowed. We cannot take 2 plus 1 plus 1 because 1 plus 1 is repeating, this is not allowed. And then we also cannot take 1 plus 1 plus 1. This is also not allowed. So in this case also the coefficient a4 this is equal to 2. So you can see how this number gets changed. Depending upon various restriction on the partition, the number gets changed. And so you can find for n is equal to 5. In this case we can have 4 plus 1, we can have 3 plus 2. These are the only two possible relevant partition for 5. Now I want to know what is the generating function corresponding to this one. What is the generating function which generate these numbers as a sequence? And so for this one we know that part will not repeat Okay, it will come only once, or it may not come. Like for example, in this 3 plus 2, part size 1 is allowed, part size 4 is allowed, but they are not coming. So the only restriction is the part size may appear or it may not appear, but it will appear only, maximum it will appear once, so that it maintain the distinct condition. So what will be the generating function here? There are 4 part sizes, so we will write the generating function for the sequence AR is for the part size 1, and then for the part size 2, and then for the part size 3, and for the part size 4. Now if 1 is not repeating, so this is x raised to power 1 not coming, x raised to power 1 coming once, that's allowed, x square not coming, x square coming once, x cube not coming, and x cube coming once. Similarly, x to the power 4 not coming, and x to the power 4 coming once. That's the generating function. So in my previous example, we did not had the distinct condition, so this sequence was actually going plus 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 infinity in every parenthesis. But now we have to bound this. So this is 1 plus x to the power 1, then we got 1 plus x square, then we got 1 plus x cube, and we got 1 plus x to the power 4. Now if we just multiply this term, we can see that we will have 1 plus, so let me to first multiply these two, and then we'll look at the sequence. X to the power 1, then we got x square, then we got x cube, and then if I multiply this one, x cube, x4, and then we have x to the power 7. And if I just re-multiply these two terms again, so we notice that we will have 1 plus x cube plus x4 plus x to the power 7. So when I multiply 1 with the second parenthesis, and then if I multiply x to the power 1 with the next parenthesis, this is how I will get the terms. And then when I multiply x square, then we got 5 x to the power 6 plus x to the power 9. And if I just multiply the last term, we got 6 x to the power 7 and x to the power 10. That is the sequence. And here if I just rearrange the terms in the increasing order, so we have 1 plus x to the power 1, and then we will have x square, and you notice that there are two terms corresponding to x3. So this is 2 times x cube. Then similarly for x4 we have 2 terms, so this is 2 times x4. For x to the power 5 also we have 2 terms, 2 times x to the power 5. For 6 also we have 2 times x to the power 6. For 7 also we got 2 times x to the power 7 plus x to the power 8 plus x to the power 9 and plus x to the power 10. Now if I look at carefully here, the coefficient of x cube is 2, coefficient of x4 is 2, x5 is 2, x square is 1, x raised to power 1 is 1, and this is the coefficient of x raised to power 0. Partition of 0 is 1. This is same as what we have already identified. So this is the generating function for the partition of R into distinct parts of sizes 1, 2, 3 or 4. We actually do not need to expand. This expansion I have done for the understanding only, this last expansion, but we can just leave it here if we have been asked what is the generating function. So I think this step would be sufficient enough to explain that this is the generating function in which the parts are distinct, and the part size that we have used are 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now in my next video, I'll be taking some more examples in the partitions and the generating functions.